Yes, how are we doing? Big ups for this is Sissy in the chat. New music. Yeah, I just thought, well, Evie Merck's got like a bunch of options, so I just thought, oh, why not? I got a new shirt today. I'm actually wearing a new shirt. It's obviously not Sissy's one. Although I do like Sissy's new shirt, and I might get it next month or July. I'm hoping to get it in one of those months because I think it's a top shirt, to be fair. But nonetheless, also, whoever decided for Wirtz to land in Blackpool needs to be sacked now. Is that where he landed, was it? Well, look, my thoughts on the Wirtz stuff, okay, because there's a lot of the rumours are going absolutely mental at the moment. 1 minute he's going to City, 1 minute he's going to Bayern, and now apparently it looks like Liverpool are even interested in signing him. Okay, and we're going to talk about it all. He took one look at Blackpool and says, and never wants to come back. Yeah, that was not the best place to make him land. Now then, transfer rumours, like I quite rightly mentioned, have been going ballistic. Now, this is a latest update on the situation and Liverpool. Liverpool got rumoured to also be in talks a good few hours ago today. David Ornstein has come out and basically said that, yeah, that's true. Liverpool have made contact with the representatives of Man City target Florian Wirtz to express an interest in signing him. D Harsher, hi bro, plenty of twists and turns in the Wirtz saga. Yes, welcome to the chat, D Harsher, and I couldn't agree more. Every minute, every day, it just seems to be something. It just seems like it's tilting in another way. You can't. You put one finger on one pulse, and then the other one starts going mental. You just can't track it at the moment. And Liverpool interested in this guy now. It's crazy. Now then. We've obviously had this from David Ornstein. It's not all negative. But, City are very much interested in getting Florian Wirtz. There's a lot to talk about. Last night was crazy good connect. Yeah, I watched It's LB stream on it. And yeah, it's just been popping off. Jack Gorn spoke on it. Look, it kind of doesn't surprise me in a way. It kind of doesn't surprise me in a way that Liverpool would. Okay, if Liverpool knew in any way that Florian Wirtz's representatives or he was interested in a move to the Premier League, and in a sense a move to a big team in the Premier League. Okay, Liverpool know we're interested. Why wouldn't you inquire it? You know, why wouldn't you be like, hello, you interested in us? Of course you would ask about it. All the news popping off Wirtz and Rangers. Hello, this is City. And where are you from? Manchester. We are definitely getting Rangers though, certain. Rangers really seems to be going our way, and I think that is such a good signing. You know, what I like about Rangers as well, he is 26. He's not 21. He's not 18. He's not 22. This guy's 26. He's entering the big years of his career where he wants to make the big calls. And so, Rangers, it's a good time to buy him. He's entering those prime years. You know, Ilkay Gundogan. We signed similar players at this age profile. Ilkay, we signed at like 25, 26, can't remember. Marmoush is 26. You know, we seem to be signing ready-made players, and I like that. Okay, but we're not just signing ready-made players. We are also doing our bit on the youngsters, like Florian Wirtz. I know Wirtz is a special case. He's 22 and seems to have the world at his feet, you know? But I think it's just a good move, is what I'm trying to say, without overcomplicating it. Yes, FIFA. Wirtz go Bayern, is what FIFA's saying. Well, I'm hoping not, but I believe that could be a jinx. Last night, I am dreaming of Wirtz, Rodri, Rangers, Gibbs, White. I think we're all in that boat. FIFA really doesn't want him. Wow, really? Wow. I mean, feel free to tell me why. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Yeah, I think everyone's in that boat with you. You know, Wirtz, Rodri, Rangers, Gibbs, White. Add that onto the midfield we had this season. It feels like a fever dream. You know, how have we gone from playing this season Ilkay Gundogan, Kova, Bernardo in a midfield three together quite a bit, to potentially going to Rodri, Rangers, Wirtz? That's just mental. That is genuinely mental. Wirtz, Rodri, Rangers is FIFA, sorry. That's literally FC25 Karima. I know, like, it doesn't feel real. It feels bonkers, you know? But I'm all for it. I just can't believe we are genuinely MCFC Connect. Do you do live watch-alongs every game? Well, I couldn't do for Southampton. I was about to say sadly, but that game seems to have been horrid because of like a Wi-Fi problem. But more often than not, yeah, I tend to do all the games in a season. At least I try to. Very rare cases I won't. Like this season, I think I've only missed 2 City games. But yeah, I tried to stream every single one that I possibly can. D Harsha, big ups to you. Tuning in. Don't think we've had you here before, so I do appreciate you. Too much don't need. I don't know. Oh man. But we're gonna jump over to City Extra now, where they tend to have all the news. Xavi Simons ready to leave RB Leipzig. Plan confirmed in recent months. He's ready for a new chapter with top Premier League clubs and Bayern all attentive to his situation. Well, I've got a feeling that if Bayern don't get Wirtz, I think they're going to get this guy. I think that will be their plan. Here we go. So, Liverpool made contact, we just spoke on that, as well as a meeting with City on Tuesday, as well as a meeting with Man City, Wirtz family also met with Liverpool. And why wouldn't you? You know, of course, if Liverpool knock, they would go check that out. You know, I'm really not worried that the Wirtz family spoke to Liverpool. I'd rather get Gallagher over him. Well, Conor Gallagher. I think he's quite happy where he is. Also, if we don't sign them before Club World Cup, one of PSG, Madrid / Inter will eat us in the knockouts. Yeah, we should. I think City have a deal with Leverkusen, and Wirtz clearly isn't sure. Confirmed. For me, we've got to do everything in our power to convince Wirtz. You know, I want our best boys on that. Anyone that you think could help negotiate that, you get in that room. I want to see Pep Guardiola in there. I want to see Ilkay Gundogan in there. You know, I want to see all the best guys that could help you, even a little bit in that negotiation room. I want them in there. Lichtenstein don't need two number 10s. They have Musiala and Elise. Yeah, but you know what Bayern are like? Any German talent, they want them. And they will do everything in their power to get them. Oh goodness, is our 40-year-old midfield going to have to play PSG again? Caldoon in there, please. Also, Erling Haaland would help. Yeah, I mean, you know, Nova striker that you're going to be assisting, hopefully. You know, you've got to get everyone in there. No beating around the bush. Again, all these reports just confirming that Florian Wirtz was in Manchester on Tuesday, had a look around Man City facilities alongside his parents, and spoke to key figures at the club. I believe one of them may have actually been Caldoon. He probably in one way or another has had a word with Pep. I don't think Pep's in the country, though, if what I read was right, so he may not have spoken to him in person, but he definitely has been on a call or has messaged him at the bare minimum. Jack Grealish could leave this summer, most likely on loan. No, I'm sorry. What benefit do we get to loaning out a 29-year-old? It's not like they're going to significantly improve. I'm sorry, I can't back loaning out players. This saga is tiring, though. I'm not enjoying all these twists. Is it just me, or is it really annoying? Yeah, I mean, I would like to just see definitive movement. You know, I want to see proper movement because every day it's changing. You know, a few days ago it was looking like Bayern Munich were the favourites. Yes, last night it was we looked like the favourites. Now Liverpool joined in and want a piece of the pie. You know, who else is going to join in? You know, you just don't know. Now then, Maximo Perrone. We'll touch on him real quick. Now then, this don't surprise me. You know, this guy is 22. And I think that if we sell this guy for what, £25 million, £30 million euros is what it's looking like, then we've done pretty well. You know, we signed this guy for 11 million. Okay, I think he played. If you don't include preseason, he's played like 10 minutes for the football club, and we've sold him for 30. That's pretty good. No, not alone. Sell. Phillips back. Phillips ASAP too, please. He'll be back June 1st, and I want him out June 2nd. In no disrespect to Calvin Phillips, go into my stream now. Have a good stream. Big ups. Gundo talks about Wirtz in early season. Check out this link. All right, big ups D Harsher. I will check that out. You know, we've done pretty well there. That's a big profit on a player that hardly played for us. And look, if Como want him, then they can have him. You know, it's quite clear that he's not going to make it at City. I did quite like the look of him in pre-season, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be happening. Keep KP. You want to keep Calvin Phillips? Really interesting move. I just don't know why. You know, we loaned him out 2 seasons in a row. It's clear the club doesn't want him. He didn't really do anything special with West Ham or Ipswich. Got relegated with Ipswich even. I know that's not all down to him. I just don't know. But if you want to keep him, fair enough. Yeah, but Perrone, look, we've made good profit on this guy. I think it's a pretty good decision, to be honest. Jacob Wright is going to be staying permanently at Norwich. Look, I kind of think that's a shame, to be honest. In a weird way, you know, I don't think it's going to harm us. I don't think we're gonna look at this in a couple of years and be like, "Ouch, wish we never did that." But I don't know. I like the look of this guy and the glimpses we had of him before he went on loan, because he did play for the first team in, I think, against Tottenham, but it never happened again, sadly. Rangers. When I got older, I looked up a lot to Kevin De Bruyne. I watched his games, YouTube clips, especially the way he was scanning the pitch before he gets the ball. So he always knows where the space is. I tried to do the same. Hey, man. Just come join the club that KDB did that at. I'm sure you can do that too. Again, I would love Rangers. He's clearly such a top player. Now then, Flamengo. We're going to have a look at that in just a moment. And their player, Wesley. Now, it's looking like 30 to 40 million for this guy. Again, this guy is 21. Okay, this guy is on the younger side. Okay, I don't mind signing young players. And it would be good competition for Rico Lewis too. You know, Rico Lewis, Nunes, Wesley, they will be our right back options. I think Lewis is a bit more midfielder, to be honest. But, you know, again, it's good to have this competition. It keeps it fresh. But, yeah, look, Wesley, though. I didn't hear of this guy before the rumours came in that we were in for him. Apparently he's a pretty good player. And look, if City are willing to fork over 30, 40 million for him, then that's not bad. Flamengo right back has approved the City project, which has intensified talks in recent days. City are expected to formalise an initial offer of 35 mil, but the Brazilian club are aiming for 40. So we're looking to spend about 35, 40 million on this guy. So it's going to be a weird one. I don't know anything about Wesley. I might have to go watch some highlight reels to get me hyped for him. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that regard, won't we? Here we go, more on the Wirtz situation. Florian Wirtz, his father and his mother took a private jet on Tuesday from an airport in Germany, in the Netherlands, to Blackpool, driven to Man City before flying back in the afternoon. The airports were chosen to avoid attention, but the players' parents were spotted by photographers as they returned to their car. Wirtz side know Bayer Leverkusen have an excellent relationship with City and would be ready to negotiate an agreement eventually, including players from Man City to Leverkusen. In the part of the Wirtz deal, James McAtee could be one of the names to be discussed in the package, and also a long-term relationship between the two clubs exchanging players. The good thing is that this guy don't play for Napoli. Okay, I'm pretty certain that we don't got the best relationship with them, but we seem to be having a very healthy relationship with this guy, with this side even. You know, they seem to be fond of us. We're obviously fond of them, and hopefully, any more business they do in the future, we can potentially really crack on with. You know, really make use out of that. City will listen to offers for Ilkay Gundogan, but despite the recent contract extension and want for another year. I think Gundo stays, to be honest. I don't think he's going to leave, in all honesty. Wirtz met Man City officials for a matter of hours in Manchester today. Jack Gordon's confirmed, but are not believed to have met Pep Guardiola, who has been out of the region. Leverkusen were informed about the trip to Manchester to talk with City, meaning they're quite chill with it. Now then, apparently City are looking to put in an offer of 150 mil, and Bayern are looking to put in a bid of 100 mil. Okay, this is opening offers. Yeah, our offer is going to be accepted much sooner than Bayern Munich's. Okay, because the moment we put in a package of this volume, okay, this is roughly what they want. 150 mil. This is roughly what they want. Okay, ours is going to get accepted, and Bayern Munich are going to be told either give us even more than 150 million or jog on. You know, you've got to remember, Bayern Munich are their rivals. Okay, and if City are willing to put 150 million down, they're going to charge a bit more on their rival. Okay, they might say, give us 160, 170, you know? And Bayern Munich, if they're offering 100, are they going to be willing to add over half of their offer onto this? If you ask me, I don't think they will. I don't think that works in like the mindset of a club. You know, if you offer 100 million, I don't think you have the intention to go up to like 160, 170. You know, or even 100, 150 even. I don't think you're looking to do that. Supuse became Premier League player of the season of Premier League 2. Big ups. Again, Rangers a target for City in the number 8 role. And he is independent from the interest in Florian Wirtz and Gibbs White. You know, they're not related. We want Rangers and we want one of those two, potentially both. City have contacted AC Milan to express interest in Rangers. Talks are in an early stage and a formal offer is yet to be sent. But when dialogue resumes after the Coppa Italia final, City will hopefully get an agreement. Yeah, because important thing to note is seasons aren't over. Okay, there's still more to play for in both sets of our seasons. Like, for example, imagine we tried to sign Eze right now. You know, imagine we went in for that. Palace, they aren't even gonna look at it. Okay, they're not gonna look at any emails they've got for Eze right now. Okay, if they're from us or if they're from anyone else, they're not gonna read any of it because they've got the biggest game in their recent history, in like over the last probably decade to think about. You know, Eze's got to be thinking about it. So no, there's no way that they will even read their emails. AC Milan, they've obviously got a final coming up, and it's a similar situation. They're like, okay, you got an interest in him, fair enough, he's a good player. And so if you want him, then let's talk a bit more after the final. How about that? Okay, that's how I think that is probably going to end up going. Because it doesn't make sense to be like, oh, yeah, let's sign that off now and give Rangers all that to think about, plus the final that we really want him to win for us, or help us win. City and Leverkusen have a verbal agreement in place. Again, 150 million probably. City are aware that Leverkusen would rather sell to them than Bayern Munich, but the player's yet to make a final decision. The player seems to be the real thing. Because Leverkusen obviously wanted to see this guy play in Sky Blue next season. Or at least not in Bayern Munich Red. Okay, that is quite clear. They don't want to see that, full stop. Bear in mind, Liverpool are nicking potentially 2 of their players. You know, I know that doesn't play a big part in it, okay, but Liverpool already nicking 1. You know, are Leverkusen going to be like, man, we don't want to give you both, you know? Now then, you could say, oh, well, it's happened plenty of times before. It even happened with City. We signed Benjamin Mendy and Bernardo Silva from the same club, Monaco, at the time. No need. I just can't get behind it. I think we need foreign Wirtz. Again, images of the parents. Jack Grealish speaking about the Club World Cup. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we win that. That'd be great. And yeah, we seem to be all caught up on that respect in terms of those rumours. Happy birthday to Ruben Diaz, by the way. Foden clear. Not this season, man. You know. We I love Foden, you love Foden. Okay, but we know that Phil Foden this season not been clear. Because I don't see why you can't not have both. You know, here is some of his stats this season. 38 G&A in all competitions. You know, he's clearly top. Clearly top. You know, produces the goals, produces the assists. At home, he's got 12 goals, 11 assists, and away he's got 10 goals, 5 assists, so it's pretty good home and away. Offensively, again, just mentioned, key passes 2 per game. I'm not sure what that is. Dribbles 2.3 per game, gets fouled at least once per game, dispossessed at least once per game. Foden, Hattie, incoming. And I mean, if Phil Foden scores a hat-trick, then big ups to him. But I don't think that means Phil Foden back. I think I need that on a consistent basis. You know? Just like last season where he was banging them in left and right. You know, if he hits those heights again, then yeah, that conversation is there. But as opposed to looking at Wirtz, let's have a look at Wesley. Wesley, there you are. None of his stats. Blink an egg. What help is that? Well, we can have a look at Rangers. Tijani Rangers. Now, this season, he's gotten in all competitions 17 goals, 4 assists, pretty good. Offensively, key passes per game, at least 1. Doesn't get offside a lot. To be fair, he's playing midfield 8, so not too much of a surprise. Gets on a dribble at least once per game. Passing, 90%, pretty good. Long balls, at least 1. You know, and look at his strengths: through balls, key passes, finishing passes, concentration. Doesn't tend to fall asleep. Weaknesses: aerial duels and tackling. Look, to be fair, Rodri's going to cover him in terms of the defensive stuff. Rodri very good defensively as much as he is going forward. That is why he's so good. Bob, Jack Grealish, James McAtee. Well, I think at least 2 of them are dipping. I don't think McAtee's here next season, and I think Jack Grealish is very much in risk to be gone. Bob, I would like to keep, but who knows what will happen. I think Bob's a top player, so I would personally like to keep Oscar Bob. Yeah, but Rangers, though, again, he seems to be very good. His XG for his side this season is 5.7. But according to this, he's got 16 if you add those up. So he's done pretty well in that respect. He's had about 50 shots this season, and if we go back over here, he's got 17 goals. So he's doing pretty good in that respect. And again, showing that he can play all 3 positions and does them all pretty well as well. Lowest rating of a 6.86. That's not bad. You know. quick look here. Well, that really covers it for transfer rumours. You know, Perrone on the way out, Wesley, Wirtz, Rangers all potentially joining the club. It's all up in the air right now. So much more to see, to talk about in terms of this. And man, I'm probably going to be live tomorrow talking about this. At the rate this transfer window is going, so much rumours constantly. So yeah, but I'm excited to see it all go down. And to be honest, you know, it's an exciting time. Transfer window. It's one of my favourite times every season, and I don't think I'm alone in that. Big ups to everyone that did tune into the stream. I do appreciate the support as per usual. If you like this stream, then make sure to hit the like. And if you don't want to miss the next one, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Big ups to you all, Blues. Probably be back tomorrow.